according to the Dan Pompei story from a few years ago, there was some conversation about maybe hiring you as a strength guy, but they didn't want you and Chris to be working so closely together. But you did, according to the story, write up your thoughts on Chris as a player. Do you remember what Chris said about that?
Yeah, he like crumbled it because
Oh, does he have it? What's he doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold on.
that's fantastic.
one story while he's looking for
Yeah,
that.
go ahead.
Every year in our draft room in Minnesota, I had my brother's card when he came out.
Okay.
Draft card, because it was on. I kept that from when I left Detroit.
Yeah.
When I went to Chicago, then Miami, and I always had it with me. Unfortunately, it got washed away in the
don't tell us that part of it. But he would be in the draft with you every year.
But every year we would put his card up on our draft board.
That's awesome.
To remind us of just take good football players.
Exactly.
Even though he had a 4.96, alleged 4.96, some said it was over 5 flat. It was 40-yard.
I didn't want to bring that up. You brought that. I can't believe you brought that up.
Are you guys still talking?
Yeah.
Rick is.
The hell?
Did you find it, Chris?
No. Which I usually have. I don't know. No.
Well, here's what you told Dan Pompei a few years ago about Rick's scouting report on you, Chris Spielman. All he had was that dumbass card full of slander and lies. Does that sound like Chris, Rick?
It does.
I played with an edge.
Yeah, he said, Chris always said, I can run a 6 flat 40, but no one's ever going to beat me to the sideline. The only running back that Chris told me ever beat him to the sideline and the fastest human being he's ever faced, I believe you said, was Bo Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
He played the Oakland Raiders at the time.
Yeah, it's playing Oakland Raiders, and we were in man coverage, and Bo cut it back, got into the secondary. And you know, when you're in man coverage, all the DBs, right? Their backs are turned or they're covering their guy. He was I think it was like he's at the 25, our 25. So he ran 75 yards. When he hit the 40, I just started walking the sidelines because I wasn't on field goal block team. I mean, it's just unbelievable, that dude. Like, he's unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's like tackling a car. It's crazy. I mean, that's like one of the coolest things for me is like when I see these guys on TV and all these old guys like Emmett and Bo Jackson and one guy, Marion Butts. I don't know if you guys remember Marion Butts, but he took this tooth out. Who was the Jerome Bettis? You know, I think, man, how did I play against these guys? It's crazy that I was able to play against those guys, because it's really, when you look back, it's pretty humbling that, you know, you were able to, a lot of it's luck that you're able to last 11 years. And the great players that Steve Young and the great players that I got to play against, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, it's just crazy that you actually were able to hang on. And a lot of it's luck. Like, so I got chicken necked in Cleveland, then that's ball game. But you know,
I don't know. If
hey Ryan, I had interviewed Jerome Bettis a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, what did he say
on the air? And I just said, Jerome, I said my younger brother was Chris Spielman, and he said you came running through the middle. You were playing Pittsburgh, Chris, I believe, and you came running up the middle, and you actually tried to arm tackle him. And I think that's when your pec ended up on the back of your shoulder.
Yeah,
you tore through it.
Right. Yeah, that's a true story. We were playing. Dermotty Dawson, who's best center I ever played against. I was able to slip Dermotty because he was so quick. So I'd set him up and just kind of come underneath. Dermotty could recover so quick. Right when I went to do this to Jerome to get him down, and right when I did it, Dermotty Dawson hit me in the back, which is great. I don't care. Like, I admire that because he's doing whatever he has to do to get the job done, which is fine. And I felt this pop. And so I popped my pec right here. There's a Rick knows he's got one. You can see there's a giant hole right there.
Yeah.
But,
we got holes.
Yeah. But I go back to the huddle and my arm's like this. And I said to my buddy, Mark Spindler, I said, Mark, man, punch my arm down. So he took two, clamped my arm down, and it went. And this happened in the first quarter. And played the rest of the game. Didn't miss a practice down. But the whole game, after every play, it would spasm. So he'd be like that, and here we go. So I'd be running around on the field trying to make a tackle. So what happened was, like, during the week, there would be a big ball of blood that would swell up, and I had this rub that. I don't know if we're even allowed to say this. I had this certain rub or ointment that I would put on it every week, that on Saturdays our doctor would drain this ball of blood so I could play. And it was a mental toughness test, that's for sure. Every week. But and it's either stupid or not. It's one of the two. But I'm very proud to say that I didn't miss it down with a partially torn pec for the whole year.